Alright, cool. Alright, flight controls, I'm going to get us up to the hold short point.
Your flight controls, press to accept.
So we're holding short, go ahead, let's go through our cigar checklist. So first is going to be controls, so go ahead and do a controls check. Again, you're going to hit on the front, all you're doing is hitting the, you're good, just keep going through your sweep. There's a pocket in the back that you're making contact with.
Gotcha.
But it won't be that big of an issue. Good.
Yep, we're good on cigar.
Good. Next will be C for cabin. So left door's closed and right latched. Right door is closed as well. So C's are complete. Next will be I for instruments.
We've got green, 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 green. 1.8 flow. We've got.
Yeah, that's just for fuel. Don't worry about it. We'll do that when we check our fuel. Before.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. We'll bring this back to 0. We've got slight there. We're good. And we will reset this.
127.625.
127.625. 127.625 is on standby.
And we can swap that into the active.
Swap.
And Malibu 280 Kilo Charlie, San Oxygen, German, runway 13, report on field.
Good. And then 1221 on the squawk code, so we're good there.
1221, we're good.
Awesome. Next will be G for gas. Look at those wing roots. Make sure we got plenty of quantity.
We've got slightly above half. We have slightly above half.
Good. Mixture is full rich, and the shutoff valve is closed.
Mixture is full rich. Shutoff valve is closed.
This will be A for attitude. Make sure we're trimmed for takeoff.
We are trimmed for takeoff.
Don't have any flaps to worry about. Again, look at where the nose is in relation to the horizon. Wherever it is, this is your climb attitude.
This is climb attitude. Gotcha.
Next will be R for run up. So if you want, you can bring us up to 1800 RPM. We don't have to worry about cycling the prop. It comes up pretty quick just because it's constant speed on the ground.
There's 1800.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead. Left mag. Looks good. About 100.
Romeo, runway 13, the Bravo 1 intersection, clear for takeoff. Runway
nice
heading.
drop.
The wind is 140.
Mags are good. Temperature, pressure.
Clear for takeoff.
Making sure everything else is in the green. It is. So we can go ahead and do an idle check. Oh, throttle comes all the way back.
Idle is checking. Negative idle is checking.
Yeah, that's good. All right, idle's clear. Cigar check complete. So go ahead and pull us up to the hold short line 13, and we'll get out of here shortly.
Oh, you'll pull us out. Okay.
I got the plane. And we are on tower. South Tower to Decathlon 751 uniform. Hold short of 13 at Alpha 2, ready to go.
Decathlon 751 uniform, St. Augustine Tower, runway 13 at Alpha 2 intersection, cleared for takeoff. Proceed to VFR on course. The wind is 140 at 18.
Runway 13 clear for takeoff and proceed VFR on course for 751 uniform. Requesting an early turnout.
And that's approved.
Early turnout approved, 751 uniform. Go ahead and close that right door or the left window for me.
I am closed up front.
Beautiful. So we're going to make this a little bit more fun. This is going to be what we call our early turnout.
Charlie, runway 13, clear
Everything's
to land.
cleared, looking good.
Decathlon, he's taking the runway now for
Go ahead and turn up the volume a little bit more on that too.
As soon as he gets airborne.
That's good.
Okay, thank you. Clear to land, runway 13, 280 code Charlie. November 64 Romeo, contact Jack departure. Good day.
I'm going to hold it really tight here.
Yeah, really. I like that. That's how I take off.
And you're going to know why here in just a second.
Oh, I already know what's coming.
Admiral Tower, Command Team 901-900,
Right about here.
Yeah, Convention 901-900, Papa Alpha Tower, go ahead.
yes, sir. Could we do a practice approach with you guys? Do we need to call Jack?
I like that.
There you go.
And 0 Papa, give Jack a
You
call.
can see if you look right below us, we're right over that intersecting runway,
75, thanks,
which is the important part.
751 uniform, watch for Malibu traffic, 12 o'clock,
Why is
about
that
a mile and a half
the
over
important
downwind, staying out of 1100.
Okay, looking for that Malibu for 751 uniform. Yeah, for them, we technically don't want to be over anybody super close, so early turnout, you brake hard and then fly over that main runway and they're fine with it. But if you go a little bit later and you overfly the airport, yeah, they get overfly the tower, they get real salty. Pitch is held fine. We're looking at right around 80, 85 miles an hour. We're going to climb up to 4,000 feet, intercept the highway like we did last time, turn left and follow it southbound. So whenever you're ready, you got the flight controls.
I got control.
You got the plane?
And instantly it is less smooth.
How you learn?
122, 125,
Yeah.
we are swapped.
Okay, and then we'll just, once we're over it, we'll turn left and follow that highway southbound. All right, let's make a nice shallow left turn. This will be a clearing turn. This will help me clear to the south. And we'll make it a 90-degree turn. This will help also get us right on top of that highway again below us.
That's our corridor, is the highway?
That's our corridor. Yeah, as long as we're staying near over that as we start doing some more advanced aerobatic maneuvers, we are good in the FAA's eyes. Especially when you're doing aerobatics, you'd be surprised how many eyes you have on you.
I've got nothing on the scope, and I'm good where I am. We are above the highway.
Good. We'll make a right turn following it southbound. And after we've done that, we'll go ahead and warm up with some aileron rolls. Again, we need 120 miles an hour for this. After we are level and you're good to go, we'll dive for that airspeed. We'll just do a normal ballistic aileron roll to the left.
Normal ballistic aileron roll to the left. We've got our highway. We're going to push it down for the 120. There's my 120. I'm going to neutralize for 1,000. I'm going to pull it up, 1,000. We're going to neutralize it, and then we're going to push it all the way over.
Good. Hold it there. Again, look up, find that horizon.
Neutral. Horizon.
Beautiful. Look at that. Right on heading.
Right on heading.
That's better.
One to the right.
Yep.
We're already at 120, so we will pull it up.
Toes on the horizon.
Toes on the horizon here.
Neutral. And roll.
All the way around.
Now you can see our roll rate's a little bit slow because we paused for an extra half a second. Right.
There's the horizon. Yeah, we paused for an extra half a second.
That's pretty good. If you have your energy, you can go right into maybe one more to the right.
One more to the right.
Focus on pitch, neutral, and roll. See how your roll rate's a lot higher?
Yeah.
It's not a ton higher, but it's big enough. It's enough difference to make a difference.
Yeah, less pause, wait for it 1 second, and then bring us back to where we need to be.
That's it. There you go. Cool. So those are smooth aileron rolls. Focus on the sight pictures more than the timing necessarily. So pausing level for a second is good. You're checking your airspeed and altitude. When you're pitching, just pitch high enough that you get your toes on the horizon. So it's that pitch, neutral, roll.
Yeah, that toes on the horizon, that was the first introduction to it, but yeah, I got you now.
Yeah, that will help. That'll be a good sight picture to show you how high. It's arbitrary, but it does give you a good idea of where you need to be in relation to those clouds. Cool. So we've gone and done that. Now we're going to introduce a new one of those aileron rolls. Now we're going to do a 2-point aileron roll. So this is all about, we'll build a little more airspeed. The pitch attitude doesn't change. When you roll yourself inverted, you're going to go neutral on the ailerons and allow the nose to drop below the horizon. Well, what are you looking for that? You're looking down the nose at the horizon. If you look up, you're going to get disoriented and you won't know where you're at. So it's important to pitch, neutral, roll until you're inverted, let the nose drop for a good second or two, and then full aileron to get yourself back wings level, pause, and recover. So I'm going to do one with you to show you what it feels and looks like, and then we'll do one together. This way, it'll keep you from pulling. So I got the flight controls.
Your control.
Dive in. We'll build a little more airspeed on this. We're looking for 130 miles an hour. Let me know when we get there.
We're passing 120. We are 130.
Good. Pause level just like you did. Pitch. Neutral. Roll. Rolling until we get inverted. Neutral. We're going to let the nose drop. Now it's below the horizon. Full left aileron back. Pause, wings level for a second. Now nice, slow, smooth pull. And look at that. Right back on our point. Right back on our reference.
I like that.
A little bit faster. A little bit lower in altitude. But again, we're expecting that. The whole idea is when you're looking up and all you see is ground, that's pretty startling, right?
Right.
That's to incite that upset feeling to see if you're going to pull or if you're going to roll. I want you to roll. Don't pull.
Don't pull, but roll.
Yeah, you got it. You got flight controls?
Flight controls.
You're ready. 130. We'll dive for 130, and you're always, for these, it's easier to roll left. So that's the way we're going to do them.
Diving for 130. There's my 130. Neutral for a second.
Yep.
Toes to the horizon. 1 second neutral. Roll.
Good. Pause. Let the nose drop. Good. Full left aileron. All the way back. Look up. Find that horizon. Pause. Now you can pull. Just a hair second early on the pull. Remember, once you go wings level, give it a half second before you introduce that back pressure to start the recovery.
All right.
There's
gotcha.
2 reasons for that. It'll help your vestibular system catch up, so it gives you a little bit more stamina because you can do more of those over and over again. And also, it keeps you from pulling and rolling. You didn't do that, but it's easy to kind of start blending those two together on accident. But that's what it looked like. You saw the nose go below the horizon, you rolled yourself level, you paused, and you recovered. So, there you go.
Again.
Let's do another one.
Down we go.
130.
There's my 130. We stabilize. Toes to the horizon.
Neutral, roll. Good. Pause, let the nose drop. A little bit early, but that's fine.
A little bit early, I felt myself go for it.
Look where that horizon is.
There's horizon, and back up. But now I'm facing off this direction this time.
Yeah, a couple reasons for that. One, on the backside, when you started rolling, you were pulling back. Oh. So you probably tucked that right elbow in as you started to roll.
Oh, he's got me.
Yeah, you started rolling just a little bit. That's okay, it happens. The whole reason we do that is to try and see if you're going to pull, to try and get that nose up a little bit sooner. So to correct for that, make sure that you're getting that stick right back into that same spot on your leg to neutral. So what's our altitude looking at?
3,500. I was bringing it back to 5. That's why I was doing what I did.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm just checking with you. It sounds good. Reset the G meter for me.
G meter is now reset.
Good. Yeah, when you pitch the nose up and start rolling, you might have noticed how by the time you got inverted, the nose didn't travel that far until it was, before it was below the horizon. You were almost at level inverted flight. The reason as you were rolling, you were pulling back. Aha. So to try and fix that, really focus on getting that neutral into your knee. It'll keep you away from pulling back as you're doing it. So.
Gotcha.
We'll do one more of those, and then we'll turn ourselves around and start doing a couple more of the upsets. Pick a reference out there on the horizon, something easily distinguishable.
Got one.
Good. And we're going to go ahead and dive for 130.
Dive for 130.
Again, that just helps roll a little bit faster. All you need is 120, but...
There's my 130. There's my
good
toes to the horizon.
Neutral, all the way over, don't pull. You're still pulling a little bit. You see how the nose is already down low? And roll. Yeah, still pulling a little bit.
Alright, so it's not me pulling, it's then going to be the trim.
It might be, or more likely, you're just putting the stick over to where you think neutral is, and you're actually pulling back ever so slightly.
Let's take it up a little bit more before we, since we do have cloud base up here at 4,200. And we will bring ourselves back to 22. We are good to go. We are stable.
All right, let's do it again. Same idea.
All right, but I'm going to trim it before I do this.
Yeah, you should be trimmed for straight level flight. Definitely. Again, looking at that left wing, we want to make that parallel with the horizon. Right there. Now we look forward, and don't let the nose climb on you. Don't push. Keep pushing. That should. You see how the nose is still working its way upwards? That means you still need nose forward trim.
Well, but that's... Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, he's got some feels, he does. Yeah, probably right about there.
Yeah, that's a lot better. An easy way to do it, or something that Alan's told me and it seems to work, is if you trim yourself nose down so you have to add back pressure, it's a lot easier to manage the back pressure out using trim than trying to push forward. Because you think, you're like, oh, that's it, that's all I need. But the nose will kind of keep climbing on you without even realizing it, so. Sleep, power's good. 130.
130 we're going for?
130, yep. That's good on your pitch. You'll get there nice and quick. As you dive a little more steeply, add a little left rudder. That'll keep you on your point.
Gotcha.
Neutral. Pitch the nose up. Look.
Toes to the horizon.
Neutral. Full left aileron. A little bit forward. You're still pulling. Yeah. Now relax. Full left aileron. Right there. That's neutral. So you see I was kind of pushing just a little bit?
Yeah.
That means that you're right on the edge of it. It's close enough. I'm going to let it go because that's where you need to be.
Yeah.
I'd much rather you pull than push. But if you look on the G meter, you see how it's right around half a G on the bottom end?
Yeah.
That means that was a lot closer to where that neutral is your natural neutral position is.
Gotcha.
But that'll help with your unloads and your recoveries too, because if you don't even realize you're pulling, you might be pulling and rolling without even seeing it.
Gotcha.
So speaking of upsets, let's go ahead and do those. Remember, look, unload, roll, and recover.
All right.
So what we'll do for that is power will come out to idle. Remember, see that nose swing a little bit to the right?
To the left, thank you.
Good. Bring the nose up on the horizon. Keep your wings nice and level. Right there. That's all you're looking for. Add a small amount of right rudder. Keep your wings level, so a little bit of left aileron. Good. Keep bringing the stick back until it breaks. Now we unload. Airplane's flying. Look up. Roll the wings level. Pause. Power and a nice smooth pull. That'll help you reduce your altitude loss. There you go. Yeah. Nice. We saw it go a lot harder, which is exactly what we want to. So let's get our altitude back. You can go ahead and add power back in.
I thought you took that out.
Nope.
Nope, gotcha.
We pulled that power all the way out in the beginning.
I'm lining back up on the highway.
Uh-huh. There we go. So it is a little bit wild to see that nose drop and see the wing go over. All you got to do is try and get to neutral a hair quicker, and that'll help it settle a little bit faster.
Gotcha.
And then, roll and recover. So let's do one more of those, same idea, and then just go neutral, roll level. You pause for an extra second after you unloaded before you rolled. The second that you go neutral and you feel it settle, you can immediately start getting those ailerons into recover. You don't have to wait quite as long. But I know it's hard. It's like, well, shoot, where'd the horizon go? I got to find where this is first. So it's okay if you take an extra second to look up and find where that horizon is. I just want you looking up as you're rolling.
Yeah.
Because that's where if you're rolling and you're not looking, I know you're looking at the ground to try and roll level.
No, it's up there, which is
way up at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got 4,000 feet. We will go back to 2,200.
Yep.
Well, actually, we're just going to chop it, drop it, aren't we?
That's pretty much it.
So
nice.
we will chop it, but we will add the left this time, so we don't go anywhere.
Yep.
We will pull this up.
Hold it, looking left and right, using your peripherals. Keep your wings level as you bring that stick back. Boom. Now we unload.
Unload, we find the horizon, we pull it.
Now, nice. A little bit of power. Much better. Yeah, see that we
nice.
lost far less altitude.
Yeah.
Probably lose 500-600 feet probably.
Yeah, if even 300, 400.
Yeah, that's much better. There you go. So that gives you an idea of what we're looking for. So now we've seen that. We're going to go ahead and do that base to final upset of what happens if we're adding that yaw component and all of a sudden it comes out from under us. Now when this happens, it's going to be a little startling. I want to do this with you because we'll do it together, and then after you see it, you get an idea of what it's going to look like. So what do? Power stays up a little bit, like if we were on a base to final descent. We're looking to the right. I don't see anybody out there, so we're good. Set a 30-degree right bank angle for me, just like we're base to final. Good right there. So we would start working our power back. You're going to add right rudder and left aileron to keep our bank angle at 30 degrees. Keep adding that right rudder. Keep adding that left aileron. You see how the nose is dropping?
Yeah.
So I'd be like, oh no, I'm descending, right? So what do? We pick the nose up and keep cross-coordinating to try and get to final quicker. When it breaks, boom, we unload. Hey look, roll the wings level with the horizon.
Wings level with the horizon.
Pause, nice little bit of power as you start recovering. Nice smooth pull.
Climb ourselves back up to 4,000 because that's a bit of an aggressive one.
Oh yeah. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So when it goes, it's like, holy, you feel it break, and because you're already at that bank, it gets you inverted like that.
Right, but I mean, like, my brain has already told me 7 times you're a fucking idiot, stop doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you really have to be a special breed of pilot to just, I'm just going to hold all these controls in there.
Great point. That's exactly right. The flight, there's no way, shape, or form that you're by accident doing that. You are adding those cross-control movements because you know you're getting blown off, and then the ground would make you start pulling to try and get the nose up. So you know something's going wrong, but that's just, well, my instructor told me kind of deal, so, hey, this is what I'm going to do. My instructor told me I couldn't go past 30 degrees, but he never told me I couldn't cross-coordinate. And then before you know it, the nose is above the horizon. When it breaks, because you're stalling the airplane with the yaw component, it goes inverted.
It does.
So all you have to do to fix that, though, is unload, look up, roll the wings level with the horizon, pause, and then start pulling and adding power. At 400 feet, that might not be recoverable.
Yeah. So we're going to do this to the right because we're in a right-hand pattern?
Yeah.
So we're going to bring ourselves to about 20. All right.
Yeah, good reduce setting.
Even more right about there.
Yep.
It keeps jumping back up on me. All right. So we're headed down. We're at about a 30-degree bank.
Yep. That's definitely more than 30. That's about 50. There you go. Start bringing that nose up above the horizon as you do it, too. There you go. Right rudder, left aileron. The aileron will keep your bank from increasing. Your rudder creates that yaw sensation.
That's kind of awkward just to
it's
do
super awkward.
I mean, I lost it already.
Hey, no, keep going. It's okay. Keep the aileron in. Left aileron, right rudder. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. When it breaks.
God damn, that's just
no. Nose wasn't high enough. So that's a great example. No. Keep doing that. Keep adding the rudder. Keep adding the aileron. What you'll see is, look where we are. You see how it's a steep spiral at this point? Oh, now we're in a spin.
Yeah, all right.
Power's out, opposite out. Yeah, just like that. Nice smooth pull. Yeah, so what that is, and I think we yanked hard enough that it got us there. But what I was trying to show you was something called a steep spiral, which was the next demo. So if you kick and roll and you're cross-coordinated with the nose low enough, if you don't exceed the critical angle of attack, it buffets into the steep spiral. So climb us back up to 4,000 feet. You're good where you're at. And we're going to go through that whole process. But you saw it kind of just started buffeting into a steep spiral, right?
Yeah, but why wasn't it braking? Was there too much power in there or something?
No, power is out. What you're doing is because your relative wind is sideways, your elevator starts buffeting. It doesn't have enough authority to pick the nose up because your relative wind's like 40 degrees off the nose.
I gotcha.
So because you're cross-coordinated, full left aileron, full right rudder, it's just going to buffet. And it'll buffet hard, but you're never going to be able to pick the nose up because your relative wind's too low. If you pick the nose up, like we did on the first one, you saw how I had the nose get higher and higher and higher, so when it broke, it got inverted. That was the upset. But if you allow yourself to do that with the nose below the horizon, you can cross-coordinate all day, and it's never going to turn into a spin. So what you're going to do is you're going to set a 30-degree bank like normally. That's fine. Yeah, a little bit more than that. Maybe 10 inches. Bottom number can come all the way back to 10.
Bottom number can up to 10. All right.
There we go. So we're setting a 30-degree bank. Now watch what happens if you hold that and you start adding right rudder. See how it steepens the bank?
Yeah.
So that's why you need opposite aileron to keep it from steepening. So add a little bit left aileron, just enough to hold it at 30 degrees as you add the right rudder. That's that cross coordination. Now start pulling back to get the nose up. Yeah. Add more right rudder and a little bit more opposite aileron. When it breaks, now we unload. Unload. You're going to want to unload.
That was the brake?
It wasn't quite high enough. Go neutral on the rudders. I think you're adding a little right rudder. Maybe not. Yeah, you were stalling the rudder just a little bit. That's fine. Do it again, but keep the nose above the horizon. So here we are. We're holding it. Nose is up.
Yeah.
Nice shallow bank. Keep pulling back ever so slightly.
Walk it. Just do one for me.
Yeah, gotcha. So here we are. I'm going to set a 30-degree bank angle. Nose comes up. A little bit of right rudder. And opposite aileron. You see how I'm keeping the bank angle constant?
Yeah.
You look at the stick. It is far from continuous. And as I pull and it breaks, it goes. Unload, roll, pause, recover.
Gotcha.
I won't pause level if you need me to just for a second. The bank angle doesn't change, and that's because I'm adding rudder and opposite aileron. Keeps the bank angle from increasing. Again, if I start stomping on the right rudder, look how that bank angle is going to start increasing.
Yeah.
So by adding left aileron, it keeps the nose from, it keeps the bank angle from continuing to roll into a steep bank.
All right.
So that's the idea. So now we're going to do some segmented wingovers. Goal with this is lift vector control. Once the nose is up above a certain attitude, we pause, roll the wings till they're 90 degrees or less, let the nose cut through the horizon, and recover. So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to do it to the left. We're going to bring the nose up, nice and high. Look at the horizon to the left. Right about there is high enough. Unload, left aileron, neutral. Watch the nose just drop on its own. Look at that. Easy, nothing, right?
Yeah.
Nice smooth right bank to get us back wings level with a nice smooth recovery, and that's all it takes. Not hard on the body. All I did was I unloaded, rolled till we were at 90 or less, neutral, let the nose drop, recover. So that's what it is. That's what we're looking for. You want to fly here for 30 seconds to let your body catch up for a quick second. Then we can do one. There's no need to rush to it. We're good on time. So
Let's speed it up to 120.
Nope, power's fine where it's at. Don't worry about it. All we're going to do is bring the nose nice and high. So. All right,
Nose comes up.
Good. Look left at that left wing. That shows us where the horizon is. Keep coming. Good. Unload. Full left aileron. Good. Now look forward. Neutralize the ailerons. Allow the nose to drop on its own. Good. Now you can roll the wings level. A little bit of rudder to help coordinate. Pause with a nice smooth pull. That's it. Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. Stomach doesn't want to come up. Doesn't do anything stupid. But if you did that and you didn't look in the right place, you didn't look for the horizon, and you looked at the ground, all of a sudden the nose is vertical, and you're pulling through and rolling, and it gets really complicated. So
one more time?
Yeah. Let's do another one. Pitch. Look left. Again, you noticed, yep, that's really high, right? Unload, full left aileron. Now neutralize the aileron and allow the nose to drop on its own.
There's my horizon.
Yeah. Roll yourself level with it. And now you can recover. So the trick is realizing where the horizon is to roll level with. Because if you just inadvertently keep rolling, what's going to happen? You're going to end up on your back, inverted.
Gotcha.
We don't want that. We just want you to control the nose. You saw the second that you neutralized the ailerons, what happened?
Yeah.
It just drops.
It drops.
It's because the heavy end's coming down. You are no longer producing any viable lift, keeping the wings level. or because you're at a 90-degree bank, the wings aren't producing lift, the nose will naturally drop. We call it controlling the lift vector, because we're taking that horizontal component of lift and we're turning it 90 degrees that way. So that's kind of the idea behind it. That's what we're looking for.
I understand it.
Good. And it's easy on your body, right? It's not the hardest thing in the world.
Oh.
So next thing we're going to do after we get over the highway is we're going to do some normal wing overs. And these are the ones that we were doing earlier on the first flight.
Couple degrees of bank, pull it back.
Yeah, 5-10 degrees of bank. And then you're just going to add back pressure. We need to have references on the horizon. That'll be an important thing to note, because that's what you use to gauge how far you've pitched and how far you want to roll. All right. I'll explain that once we're getting there, but we will swiftly be over the highway. We'll make a right turn and go northbound on the highway once we're on top of it. Right about there. Now, if you look under our right wing, you see that bridge kind of goes along that? That's going to be our reference. So we're going to do one of these together. 5 degree of right bank, 5-10 degrees. I'll show you. Right about there. Now just start adding back pressure and look at that highway, or at that bridge. Keep pulling. Nice firm pull. I want to try and get the nose up there. Keep coming. Keep coming. Right there. We relax. Unload. Nose cuts right to that point, right? Now we start adding back pressure to manage your descent rate. About 2 Gs. Not too much. Not too much. Our goal is to get back to our original altitude. And now we can roll out along whatever reference you want. Now, what did we finish at altitude-wise?
4,400.
Okay, I'll take it. I thought we were going to recover a little fast. So as the nose cuts through that reference, make sure you manage. So if you're pulling 2 Gs on the way up, pull 2 Gs on the way down. Gotcha. So look to the right. You can kind of see a road, kink in the highway, a lack of smokestacks, whatever you want to try. Go ahead and do under the right for me. So 5 degrees. Yeah, 5-10. Start adding that back pressure. Look at that reference. And just keep pulling until the nose is pretty much up as high as you can get before you stall. Right there. We relax. Let the nose cut through. And manage it down. Bingo. Now look out in front of you along the highway where you want to roll out. Coordinate a nice, smooth rollout. Good. What'd you finish at?
4,400.
There you go. So if you look down, we haven't moved. We are still right on top of the highway.
Yeah.
That's why it's so versatile of a maneuver.
Let me try one to the left.
Yeah, go for it.
We got a couple degrees.
Yeah.
And we pull it up.
Yep, looking out to the left, using those reference points, making sure we know where we're at. Keep on coming. Right about there, yeah. You can feel it, too, when it starts getting light.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Just like that. We're using all of the energy the airplane will give us.
Yeah.
Translating it upwards, and then getting us back 180 degrees. You can do this in any airplane. I maybe wouldn't advocate going past 90 degrees or going to 90 degrees, but you can play with it.
Yeah.
That's a maneuver. You don't have to go to 180. You don't have to do a full reversal, course reversal. You can go to 90. You can play with it. Just, make it your own.
I got to remember to keep that in, and then bring it up.
Yeah, keep pulling. Get that nose as high as possible as we can. Right about there. You can relax. And you'll see the nose will cut right through that reference. Ooh, we got slow. Good. I'm managing that descent right back to original altitude. And then slowly getting the nose back up again. We want to try and get back to original altitude as best as possible.
Gotcha.
If we're doing it, good. That's a wing over. Very fun maneuver, and that's great too. If you ever had like runaway trim, that was pulling back on the stick. Like for example, I'll be runaway trim. This is the runaway trim. You can't fight me going back. Well, what can you do? You can control your lift vector, right?
Yeah.
So turn it sideways. Watch what happens. Good. And just go neutral for a second. I can pull all day long, and it's not going to stall.
Right.
So then all you got to do is unload, roll the wings side level.
And it's automatic. If it's runaway trim, it's automatically going to take me back.
Do it for you. Exactly right. That's, again, super, super useful. I love that maneuver. So you got the plane. Let's go ahead once we're up to like 4, 5. Set these up. Power's going to come to idle, and we'll do it to the right. We're going to set it up pretty similar to an upset. There you go. Correcting with that rudder. Bring the nose up on the horizon for me to that stall attitude. Good. Keep your wings level. Keep bringing the stick back. I'll tell you when. You're going to add full right rudder. Keep bringing it back. Keep bringing it back. Right now. Full right rudder. Good. And then pin the stick straight back. Good. There's a half rotation. There's one. So power's out. Ailerons are neutral. Full opposite rudder. Unload. Got to unload the stick.
Unload the stick.
And center the rudders.
Center the rudders. Like you said, I was going to forget to do that.
Yeah. And a nice smooth pull, keeping the wings level. And that's it.
Oh, that was good fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. You can add the power back in. We'll get ourselves up a little higher.
I'm now at fully half-mast, so let's
all
continue on. We got traffic up the nose.
Go ahead and add a little bit of power. We'll just hold here for a second. We can
pull back up a little bit because we dropped a lot.
Yeah, go ahead then if you're feeling good to climb back up. Again, looking for setting that nose on the horizon for your climb pitch, trying not to get too aggressive with it. Yeah, right there. You can actually do a 180 for me if you'd like. So get us going northbound. Yeah, now you can see you don't need rudders. If you just add back pressure, it'll pull itself through.
Yeah.
It gives you just a different perspective on flying. But that's how you learn. You fly different airplanes and they teach you different things.
Yeah, they definitely do.
So on the spin, you perfectly added opposite rudder, and then we waited another full rotation before you unloaded it. You notice how nothing happens when the rudder comes in, and now you see nothing happens when the rudder comes in.
Yeah.
To stop it, rudder, elevator, boom, comes right out, and then center the rudders.
Yeah.
So now that I wanted to talk through each of the steps to make sure you were doing them and you weren't rushing, which you weren't, which is good, thank you. Now that we know power and idle are already out, now all we're going to focus on is full opposite rudder, unload, center the rudders. That's it. That's all you got to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Rudder, elevator, rudder.
Rudder, elevator, get rid of rudder.
Exactly. Yeah. Rudder in, elevator, rudder out.
Gotcha.
And it's not a little bit of rudder, it's you bury the rudder.
Yeah.
In the full opposite direction.
Full opposite. It's buried.
Yeah. And I'd say after that, then
Cuban! F Cuban!
Alright, I'll show you one.
Alright. Power to idle.
Yep.
Keep the nose up.
Yep, keep your wings level.
Yeah, a little bit of that left.
Good, I'll tell you when. Keep bringing it back, and full right rudder. Pin the stick backwards. 1/2. Good, so full opposite rudder, unload.
You actually have to unload it, center it, center those rudders, center the rudder.
And you can go ahead and start the recovery. Keep your wings level. Remember, wings always level on the recovery. You're good, you can get your power back in now, too. Ooh, easy there. Easy there, Tiger.
Sorry about that. I was thinking that, don't say anything for a second. Yeah, you actually have to, the airplane wants to, that's interesting. Rather than, so if I just let go of the stick now, it goes to neutral. But when you're in a spin, you have to physically push the stick forward to get that elevator.
Yeah, sometimes you got to go through neutral. You got to push it through neutral.
Yeah, that's why I was expecting it to just do it. But you have to actually do, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's, yeah, aerodynamically, your relative wind's at such, it's pushing the tail up. That's the reason it keeps the stick pinned backwards.
Gotcha.
There got to spin. Yeah, and that's a good point to note because some airplanes will naturally unload on their own. Some airplanes won't. This will not. The extra won't either. So
the extra won't either.
No, you got to go to neutral. The extra settles a lot flatter. This, you finish and you think you're in a 90-degree dive. You feel like you're diving towards the ground. You're not. You're probably at a 50-degree, 40, 45-degree nose down attitude when you recover, but it sure feels like you're vertical.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah, so rudder,
to look out the roof.
unload, and then center the rudders. Yeah, because when you were recovering, you were in a slight bank. Always remember, once you recover, all right, now I'm out of it. Now I'm in an upset. Now I'm in a steep dive. I need to get out of that. So
I understand.
That's the goal. What's our altitude?
We are climbing through 3,700.
You're good. You can just level off here. So what's a half Cuban? I'm going to show you. I'll do it with you, and then we'll head back after this. So do 180 for me, because this is a reversing maneuver. Yeah, you can do that. Get the nose nice and high. Up, you overbanked. Unload, let the nose drop, and then nice smooth pull. I'll take it. That's pretty good. Yeah, just make sure when you pull it, you're try not to bank too much, because then you turn it into a steep turn.
Yeah.
So
I'm still getting the feel of this, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what is this? Flight 2? Yeah, I think you're doing pretty good on this. You're doing pretty well for where you're at. So reset the G meter for me. So for these maneuvers, a looping maneuver, you need 150 miles an hour. How are you genuinely feeling? Because I need to know, because we're going to push 4 Gs on this. So you need to, I just don't want to make you sick.
Let me take a couple deep breaths. I'm feeling good, but I can tell it's
putting the G's on. It's not a spinning maneuver, it's more G's than anything else. So it's not too bad. Yep.
Couple deep breaths.
I also have a sick bag if you need it.
No, it's not that. It's gone away.
You just don't want it coming back.
That one.
Yep. Okay.
All right. We should be good to go.
All right. We're only going to do one, which is nice. So flight controls, we got the area under us, full power, looking for 150. Now, as we dive, you'll notice that the nose is going to want to move to the right ever so slightly. We don't want that to happen because that's P factor, so add a little bit of left rudder. Let me know when I'm at about 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, at about 150 now.
We level off, make sure we're at our airspeed, and a nice firm pull, hard pull. Now we look left at the left wing. A little bit of right rudder, we float over the top, look forward, we can see the nose, unload, full left aileron. A little bit of left rudder keeps us on our point. We pause, level again. Look how high the horizon is when we do that. With a nice firm pull. There you go. If you need the sick bag, it's here.
No, I'm good, I'm good.
Okay.
Hey, in fact, I enjoyed that. If we could do one more, I'd be thrilled. Can we do one more?
Yeah. All right. What's our airspeed?
140.
All right. Let's dive for a little more airspeed. Let me know when we're at 150.
A little bit more. A little bit more. We're at 150.
Good. So pause level, and you're going to firmly bring that stick all the way back. I'll do it with you. Firm pull all the way back. Now look left down that left wing. Now as we come over the top, we release some of that pressure. We look forward. Once the nose is below the horizon, unload, full left aileron. Let the nose drop naturally on its own. Pause for just a second. Now nice, smooth, slow pull.
Now you used a bit of rudder, or I used a bit of rudder?
I did. So as you're rolling out, because you want to roll out on a heading, you have to add a little rudder to coordinate. So
Gotcha.
give me a right wing over. So you got the flight controls. It's going to be really heavy. There you go. Because we've got a ton of airspeed, this will show you, hey, when you've got a lot of airspeed, look at how much more altitude you can gain when you do it. And now you just unload, let the nose drop through the horizon. Now start adding that back pressure in and manage your descent rate.
And that actually got rid of our excess airspeed.
Yes, it did. Might have gained a little altitude on it, but that's what I wanted to show. It's like, fun.
Cool.
Flowers back, hold your altitude, whatever you're at, and then we'll go ahead and head on back. So follow the shoreline, or not the shoreline, follow the highway north for me.
Gotcha.
We'll go ahead and change frequencies. We'll tune in 119625. And then we'll swap that in.
Out of service.
Yeah, I love half Cubans, they're so much fun.
That was fun. That I like.
Yeah, 4 on the top, about a half a G on the back.
Bravo 4 closed.
That's our back.
Personnel and equipment to be in runways and taxiways. 5G nodes in effect. Caution bird activity, caution drone activity, class Delta airspace below 400 foot. Read back all on the short instructions, runway assignments, advise initial contact, the affirmation November.
We have
November. November. 18500.
Tune in 127625 and swap. And then last but not least, 121175, 2117. That's it. All right, hold your altitude, make sure you're not climbing. Whatever we're at, this will be fine. What altitude are we at, by the way?
3,200, 33,
Okay.
3,250.
Yeah, we'll just get ourselves down to 3,000. And then I might be able to call them up and just enter from here. 3,200, and we have November. North Tower to Cap 1751 uniform, 8 to the southwest, 3,200 inbound full stop November.
Cap 1751 uniform, Sun Ocean Tower, right traffic runway 13.
Traffic 13751 uniform. We'll point right at the airport. We'll start a nice shallow descent.
So we went all the way up to 4 Gs.
Correct. That's that. We take that envelope of a half a G to 2 Gs for the upset recovery, and we extend it up to 4 Gs for the aerobatics and down to about a negative 1 G for the bottom end. And that is the most you will ever have to pull flying aerobatics if you do everything properly.
Cap 1751 uniform traffic 12 o'clock at about 4 miles westbound, climbing out of 1,200 is serious.
Okay, you scan it for traffic, 5 on uniform. So, do you see him on the scope?
50 Lima uniform, you may see traffic at your 10 o'clock at about 3.5 miles an hour. Say the Cap 1 inbound to airport is 1,700.
He's just below the horizon.
Take him behind you.
I see.
Okay, we're looking for traffic, 50 Lima uniform. 5 on uniform's got the traffic in sight, no factor. Junks! Yep. Gas, full tank, undercarriage, fixed and welded, mixture. Good where it's at, we'll wait on the prop.
751 uniform, runway 13, clear to land, the wind is 140 at 14.
Runway 13, clear to land, the Cap 1751 uniform. And I'm going to do just a baby slip here. Again, totally safe to slip if the nose is below the horizon.
That's how you figure it. Nose is below the horizon, you're safe to slip.
Yep, that's the easiest way. When people pick their noses up, like we saw,
Yeah.
and get slow,
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Yeah.
and again, it doesn't matter, airspeed doesn't matter. You pull hard enough like we saw,
Yep.
and you're uncoordinated, it will break and exceed the critical angle, which we try to avoid. Good, everything's set.
And is on the trim if you want it.
And go ahead and slowly add a little bit of nose up trim. Ever so slightly.
Well brought in.